Welcome back, everybody. My name is Sean, and I've got an interesting episode for you today. We're going to take a look at fixing curb rash on my Uberturbines. Unfortunately, easy enough to do. This is something I've been looking at for a while. It's a 3-step process that will help us remove that curb rash and at least get it and look pretty good again. But even more exciting than this guy, boom. RimCase by Magbak. I am so stoked for this project. It's going to be really easy, from what I can tell, to install, and really fantastic to take a look at. And if we happen to get any curb rash, we just get to replace a segment. So we're going to take a look at the unboxing of this. We're going to see what it looks like to install it, how difficult and challenging it is, and we'll compare it before and after. How much are these going to affect the look of the Uberturbines once installed? Do they make that much of a difference? Can you see them? We're going to find out. All right, now let's testify. All right, first, let's take a look at this wheel scratch fix kit. I've been looking at it online for quite a while. I actually saw some really positive reviews about it. It's gonna open this nice, but we don't need to do that. All right, so pretty straightforward. It says basically 3 steps. We're gonna apply the tape so we don't scratch the rest of the wheel. We're gonna sand it down and then we paint it. So let's see what we've got in the box. Yes, indeed, we've got the tape. We've got some instructions. We've got, oh, look at that, a tampon, cleaning pad, and of course the wheel color. Oh, there it is. All right, so the sanding kit as well. All right, now let's take a look at RimCase by Magbak. I want to thank Magbak for sending these to me. Really excited to get them started and installed. You can say what you want about driver error and that sort of thing. It's just gonna unfortunately happen with curb rash. Not everybody is super careful. Not everybody drives, is the only driver of your car, so you can necessarily control that. But this looks like a phenomenal way to actually protect the rim. Looks like we've got the rim case itself. Again, they're segmented. We have one here that is specifically for letting the tire inflator stem, and the rest will go around the outside. And as you can see, it basically goes around the edges and snaps in between. So it doesn't cover these at all. It simply snaps around the very, very edges that are the most prone, sticks out just a little bit, and then snaps to the rim. So it should be pretty straightforward. And of course, we've got our alcohol cleaning towel. This looks like a very easy solution.
And I'm excited to let you know that I've partnered with Magbak, and they're going to offer you 15% off your order of Magbak. Just check the link in the description below to get your 15% off, or use the discount code NowTesla515.
All right, so let's take a look at the state of my front passenger rim. Now, this is the one that generally is going to sustain the most damage from curb rash. And I'm just going to take a close look at what this looks like before, right?
All right, so first I'm just going to clean off the area immediately around the scratch before I put on the tape. All right, so we got the tape on. It's not perfect, and I used maybe more than maybe needed, but hey, I'm giving it a go my first time. Some smaller pieces here I used to kind of round the corner, but let's get to sanding with the block and see how that turns out. Clearly this is a destructive method for repair, right? So I am peeling this away, I'm sanding these down, and you probably also would notice that some of the tape was starting to come off So, you know, maybe there's a better taping method than I use. I figured a longer piece so I'm not hitting these seams is actually probably the better way to go, or maybe some smaller and then as you move some larger. So kind of what I did. Maybe that was wrong, I'm not entirely sure, but clearly the idea is that we don't want to scrape this paint, although we're still going to have to touch up some here, but it is nice and smooth. And I'm gonna have a go at this. All right, so we're gonna take the alcohol wipe or tampon. Looks like they only included one, so you may, if you have more than one wheel to work on or more than one area, you may need to get more. Okay, here is our paint pen. We have a tip here for fine work, and then we unscrew this and we're gonna get a brush. So I'm gonna do that to start. We shook it for a full minute per the instructions, and we're holding it right side up to access the brush so we don't spill the paint. So this is probably good for the first coat. And while that's drying, I guess I will get started on the other spots. All right, paint is cured for a couple of hours now. I think it's time to take off the tape and see how well it worked. Oh, I see I missed a huge spot here. I'm gonna have to come back and do that. Or did it peel off? You know, it might have peeled off. Here you can see that one stick out quite a bit now, so I'll have to give that a nice coat. But the other one up top, you know, you can't really tell from too far away. So I think kind of jury is a little bit out on this. I think it might be good if you have some lighter scratches, but the amount of time I've spent and the amount of sanding you probably need to do, it's going to be kind of up to you. You know, other folks would recommend taking the whole wheel off and setting it down and going to town on it. That's, you know, probably the best way to do it. So in place like this is a little bit more challenging and gonna take a little bit more prep work. So there's kind of the verdict on this scratch repair kit. All right, so now it is time to install the Magbak RimCase. So I've already gone ahead and sprayed down the wheels and cleared all the dirt and debris and grime off them. Now the two steps I have left to kind of prep. Actually, it's just one, just kind of finishing up, making sure I've got all of it. Obviously, the main area we were concerned with is right along the edges here, the very edge, and then in between what they're calling are the spokes. So just making sure those are nice and clean because they are going to get fully covered up. All right, so we have two types of adhesives to put on. Actually, this is just protection film, really. So this is the arc that's going to go all around the edges, and then we've got another piece, a set that will go in between the spokes here. So this is what I would call a non-destructive solution to curb rash, right? So the scratch kit that we were using on the front wheel, I had to use a sander and destructively take away pieces of the wheel in order to fix that, right? Could be good for light scratches and that sort of thing, where this is preventative and non-destructive, covering up any blemishes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on putting the film on. All right, so this is the most time-intensive portion of installing the RimCase. It's paint protection film. It's not 100% necessary, but it's a recommended step should you choose to further protect your wheel and also plan on maybe removing them in the future. This does add that extra layer of protection. You don't have to worry about the bubbles, and you just want to make sure that the rim is protected around the edge, so you're going to leave a little bit on the top to to fold over towards the tire, and you want to try and get as close to the back of the inside of the rim in between the spokes as you go. Alright, so since they provided me with some extra alcohol tabs, I'm just going to go once again, just lightly, because I believe that is going to help with the adhesive, the back. So hopefully that was the most challenging part. But we are going to place the inside in first and make sure it's nice and attached. Then should snap over the edge. And the first piece is on. Now, what I noticed, we're gonna go all the way around. We're gonna go counterclockwise. They interlock as they go across to really create a nice seamless pattern. All right, let's get it. So I got them all except for this last segment. Now all we need to do is see how this one needs to go underneath this. So this left this pry area here, they designated it. And let's see if I can't do the same. So basically I need to lift it up enough where I can move this behind. There we go. All right. So there's the first wheel encased. Now we just got 3 more left. This is such an incredible product. It went on with a bit of time and effort, and it was a simple install when it comes down to it. I was tedious and I really wanted to walk everybody through what that would look like, but as you can see, the results are fantastic. The product is such an innovative and cool thing. It makes it so nice to not have to worry about curbing those rims anymore. And on top of that, the peace of mind of being able to simply be able to replace a segment is fantastic. They look great, they install easy, wonderful product from Magbak. Use my product link below again for your 15% off your Magbak set. I definitely recommend getting 5 boxes so you have that spare handy should you curb one of your rims, so you have those segments ready to go. Again, you'll get 15% off, and the folks at Magbak are awesome. Thanks again so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Click the like and subscribe button should you want more content like this, and we'll catch you next time in our Tesla Talk.